We know his name. We saw his final agonising moments as 3 police officers looked on as one officer knelt on his neck whilst he pleaded, "I can't breathe." And now the protest movement that began in the US after George Floyd's murder has reached our streets. In Brighton, George Floyd's heartbreaking final words are now emblazoned on signs, posters and masks, capturing how suffocating it can feel to be black in today's society. Crowds gathered to march, chant, listen and kneel in solidarity. Outside Brighton Police Station, protesters and police alike took the knee together, and more protests are planned over the coming weeks. On the 13th of June, protesters will meet here at Brighton Pier before taking their march through the streets. But organising a protest during a global pandemic isn't easy. Attendees are urged to wear face masks and to adhere to social distancing at all times. And anyone with COVID-19 symptoms is warned to stay at home. But Black Lives Matter believe it is vital to seize this moment and build momentum.
Because there's been many deaths before in the UK because of their skin colour. And we need to start a protest about the Black Lives Matter and get justice and have a racist-free community.
And these sentiments have also been echoed by Brighton and Hove City Council. In a statement, they said, "We stand in solidarity with the family, friends and community of George Floyd in Minneapolis. We in the UK cannot ignore yet another death of an unarmed person of colour in police custody. We all have a responsibility to tackle racism. Brighton and Hove take pride in being a city of sanctuary and a community committed to celebrating our diversity and opposing prejudice and racism. We call on the UK government to take this opportunity to reassess the racial disparities in our criminal justice system. Now is the time to end the severe class and racial inequalities which exist across the world." Speaking to the graduating class of her old school, the Duchess of Sussex, Meghan Markle, delivered a passionate anti-racism message after the death of George Floyd.
The only wrong thing to say is to say nothing. Because George Floyd's life mattered, and Breonna Taylor's life mattered, and Philando Castile's life mattered, and Tamir Rice's life mattered. And so did so many other people whose names we know and whose names we do not know.
Throughout our city, protesters continue to gather in support of people of colour across the world as a new generation prepares to fight against racism, inequality and injustice. Olivia Marshall, latest TV News.